So this is the snake early criteria that I did in Memorial Day in May this year, and here you'll see that I've already done a couple of mistakes. In the beginning, when the race started, everybody just sprinted, and I was like, I am not sprinting. I still have 12 more hill climbs to do on that on the snake. You'll see later on. So this was my second or third lap, and part of me feels like I made a mistake by not sprinting with everybody. Part of me feels like, you know what, I think I did the right thing because most people were beginning to tire out on the second or fourth lap. And as you can see here, I've already caught about two guys, and the guy on my left right now is just trying to keep up. He's trying to get up to the snake before me, and here comes the snake. And here I was like, man, how can I climb this thing more efficiently? And but at the same time, I was like, man, I need to start picking up people because I was aware that I think I would say I was maybe 90% behind when the race started because everybody just sprinted and I was just set on myself. I didn't even stand up to do any sprints. But here, because most of these guys have hit this thing very, very hard, I was able to start catching most of them. And so, as you can see here, just going up the snake. This is pretty steep. At the same time, at the beginning, I was afraid of coming in here because this becomes more of a bottleneck, and you are more likely to have crashes in that situation, or even stop and you have to push up your bike there. And running with cycling shoes is not the best idea. But at the same time, sprinting would have given me a chance to be in a better position, not to be chasing. So here, this is just after the climb of the snake, and my legs are like, go, 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 because after this is just downhill all the way. So the better initial speed you have when you get out of the snake, the more likely I will be able to hold on to it and just roll down this hill, rest, recover. And for me, this is where I'm recovering. And here I was able to. At first I was afraid of taking the corners the first three laps, but then after that I just started to let go of the brakes and I was taking them hard. And you will see later on what happened, anyways. So I'm just going down here, taking a couple of these corners. My hope was to be in the top 10, was to be able to catch more guys, because I talked to one of the guys, I've forgotten his name, and he mentioned to me that a lot of people start this race pretty fast, but they fade out as the race continues. It's a 30 minutes race for cut fours, and so I was hoping that people are gonna get tired. Here you can see how close I'm coming to the curb, just because my idea was to take this as an arch, like an arc. And as you can see here, I'm coming in. I still have speed, and this is where most people just relax and they stop pedaling, they stop racing. And for me, I just told myself that I have to start catching people right here. I'm gonna rest on the downhill, but here up until on top of the snake, up until I just start rolling with my body mass, I'm just gonna be pushing it here. And so I'm just trying to push it decently, so that at the same time I'm trying to make sure that when I get to the snake, I have few people around me as possible, and that is just going to help with climbing easily, choosing the best line on the snake. I know I'm still behind, but at the same time I just wanted to make sure that I give this race my best. And to somebody who's never done this race, I would say it's one of the races where um, drafting kind of doesn't help unless you're going down the hill. Up this hill on the snake, you're on your own. By the time you get up there, you're out of breath. Unfortunately, this one I haven't bought my heart rate monitor, so I couldn't track it. But I could tell that my heart was just pounding up here. And here again, I saw a guy up riding. I'm like, okay, I need to catch this guy before we get to the tip of the snake, because if he gets there before me, he can just attack and drop me. So I'm trying to move up as much as possible. And guys, please let me know if you know the best way to ride the snake, how to take these corners, because I'm definitely doing it again this year. So we're just going up here, and I've written this so this is where you kind of have to start spinning like as fast as possible, put power to the pedals, build speed, chase the guy in front of you. And this guy in front of me, you will see later on the video, he's beautiful in taking corners. I was just enjoying watching him take those corners. At the same time I was taking notes. So here I'm trying to chase him down just to enjoy his draft. You can already see that he's getting tired, he's not pedaling much, and I try to get onto his draft, stop pedaling, and he stops pedaling too. He looks at me, he wants to enjoy my draft. And then I was like, should I pass him or not? I think I ended up not passing him here, but we'll see. Anyways, as I was saying, is that this is one of the races where drafting doesn't help you much. What helps you basically is your fitness. And if you're able to position it to have a good position in the beginning, and you'll be able to take this down slope without wasting so much energy. As you can see here, I think I pedaled there because I brake, but I'm hardly pedaling in the corners just because of my speed. I was only braking. I wasn't comfortable taking those corners at a very fast speed. And this is one of my favorite corners here, moving like 25, 26, close to the cab. I wanted to take that arc to take the inside here, and that was my chance to pass him. And you can see that he's also trying to make sure that he gets on the snake before me. I think I called him here actually, like, come on dude, let's go. Just because I could see how good he was taking the corners, I wanted to learn as much as possible from him. I was gonna put him up front. I was gonna make sure that he's right in front of me when he starts hitting the downhill, so that I can take notes. He's a young fella, and I've been cycling here for about a year. I'm still in cat 4, and we are just going here. I'm not sure whether he's behind me or not. I wasn't looking back. Anyway, so that's what I discovered, as I was going back to the fact that this race, like, drafting basically kind of doesn't matter much. It might matter, it might not, just because in the beginning the person with a good sprint is definitely going to be up there. And if it happens that you're right behind that person with a good sprint, and what you have to do is know that when you get up to the snake, they're just going to hammer it down. And you have to start asking yourself, how long can I keep doing this? Just go to your own tempo pace and let them open the gap if the gap opens. Just because most of the guys that I'm catching right now, that's what they did. They went hard in the beginning, but then they couldn't maintain that effort. While for me, I told myself that I'm going to take it easy on even going up this. I wasn't like pushing so hard. And at the same time, like, even if you push hard on the snake, you can only put up to a certain power output. Beyond that, your rear wheel is just spin, whether you're sitting or standing. And I think I did all of the climbing here just on myself. I was never out of it. And then I saw a couple of guys up there. I'm like, I need to catch these guys. And I think the young gentleman that I passed previously, he's right on my wheel. You might see him passing me again. Yep, that's him. So he was just right on my wheel as you're going up the snake. And as you can see here, I'm passing more guys. They're pretty relaxed. Look at how, just if looking at their position, you can see that they're just exhausted. And they're all up. They've set up already. They're just rolling down this hill. For me, this is where I was like attacking, 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 and that's how I was able to catch them. And so I'm gonna see. Oh, that's a triple X guy. I rode this guy, the guy who I think is in the same team, if not the same guy, on the Gateway Cup. I have more videos of those coming up. Which was just fun riding with him. Again, I was always following people that I thought they have more experience than me, just to learn from them. Anyways, yeah. So here I'm just going down, trying to get some guys, trying to get as many people as possible, trying to make sure that I get into the top 10. You know, the top 10, you get some ching ching, so you're gonna get paid if you get in the top 10. I mean, you don't get paid much, but it's always motivation if somebody says I'm gonna get paid. You know, like it can be 10, 20, 30 bucks, 25 bucks. Who cares? It's money, man. You can use it to buy some coffee or donut or whatever that you want to buy. Anyways, this is where as I mentioned before, this is where I was more like just putting power, attacking, trying to catch people. And here, this is the big group. I don't want to be with this group going up the snake just because I don't know how quickly they'll be going, and I won't have the options of taking my own lane. If you can look at their body language, tells me that they're tired. So I was like, yep, I'm going to attack. And that gentleman up there is like, yep, I'm going. This guy is behind me. He also has to go. So I'm like, okay, this guy looks like he knows what he's doing. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna chase him down. If he's gonna come back to me, he's going to come back to me. Let me see anyways how he's gonna climb the snake. And then, so I think in almost every lap I was picking somebody up. And for me, that it's always nice in a race to always have somebody to chase, just because it motivates you. But it's not nice to be chased. So here it's like, yep, again, let me see what he has. And then I saw a couple of, oh yeah, those two guys. Yeah, they just sprinted and at the beginning of the race, and now I'm like, okay, so I guess now I can be able to rear most of them back in. And even though the snake, like, if you're in the inside corners, that's the steepest part. That's one thing I figured out. it's really really hard. But then you hardly change pace if you move from one corner to the next in a straight line. Here I was messing up, even though the corners are, if I remember very well, I think most of the corners are steep. So again, as you can see here, the guys are just attacking. This is the hardest part of the race. Why will you attack here and rest on that side? For me, my plan was, I'm going to get these guys. Now they're all tired. So what do? I pass them. And here we go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put some music in to play because it's just more repetition, and I will talk when I have to talk. So enjoy the music and enjoy the video. I am going to say something on later along the video. And yeah, here, so these two, so the two guys in front of this red guy, look at how they're taking this corner, and they're just moving, and I just enjoyed watching them, how they're tilting their bikes. And just, for me, I was scared. I wanted to brake, which is why if you notice in this video, most of the gaps were opening on the downhills, and that's because I wasn't good. I didn't trust my bike, and now I'm kind of more trusting of it. And again, this is my spot where I always plan to move up. Just go out, try to take the inside as much as possible. Make this big arc here, as close to the curb, and then take the inside of this turn here. And right now, I was able to close the gap. Everybody's chilling now, getting ready for the snake. Me, I'm like, hey, there's an opportunity. Attack, attack, attack. And as you can see, I'm just pushing here, attacking. Of course, I'm not going all out because I know I have to save some for the snake. I have a couple of laps to go, and because of how the laps are, like, it's not a long lap, it's quick, and it's kind of technical, especially on the corners. If you're way behind or the leaders are about to catch up with you, they were pulling people out. I don't know how. I was 10th and the leaders were not far from me when I look at my Strava, but I was able to finish the race, and a couple of guys behind me too were able to finish the race, so that was good. But otherwise, if you're just way behind, they were just pulling you out. And here you can see people attacking, and I'm like, we're going to the snake, guys. I don't really care. My pole point is to catch it to the down, is to attack on the downhill, which is the easiest part. And you can see, so just like, yeah, I'm just gonna chill, enjoy myself, ride as efficiently as I can. And yeah, it was nice also to have the fans on the side. Sometimes they were telling you which position you're in, and that was the awesome part, because that was just motivation. And somebody says, oh, you come in one time, you're like, oh man, I'm 20th. You come back, you're like, oh, you're 15th. I'm like, man, 5 more to the top 10. Let's do the math. Again, when this guy passed me, I got scared. I was like, man, maybe I'm not working hard enough. And so I wanted to start pushing hard, but I wanted to start pushing hard, but then I was like, nah, it's okay. We still have a long way to go. We had about maybe 15 more minutes, and I was comfortable. And he's bent out. He's done. He can't wait for the downhill. I'm like, I'm going now. For me, this was my going. The power is not like, I'm not putting in a huge amount of power, but that small difference in speed on the downhill, it mattered a lot. I could just easily accelerate on the downhill because I already have so much inertia. And then again, just looking at this cornering here, I'm like, okay, this is how I should take corners. This is the scary part, because these corners are not even that long, they're short. So you just take one corner and then you have to move to the other side to take the other. But this was my favorite one, even though it was hard for me to take, just because I wanted to go all out, so that on this turn here I have speed. I just take the most inside corner. That's Nathan, by the way. He's a good rider, very very smart guy to ride with, and that's why I stayed on his wheel here. He's young, he has more experience than me bike racing, but at the same time I'm gonna stay on his wheel and see how he's going. And looked like he was just enjoying the draft from that guy in front of him. Here I should have just stayed on his wheel because I wasn't even doing anything. Like, I'm not attacking, I'm not doing anything, but I just put myself on the wheel, so that wasn't good. Again, I'm gonna emphasize of this, constructive criticism, guys. I want to improve on my bike racing. Let me know what the feedback is. I have more Gateway Cup videos coming up. Yeah, Gateway two and a half Gateway Cup videos coming up. So I'm hoping I'm gonna get a positive feedback from you guys, and that is tell me what I need to improve, what I'm doing right, what can I do to improve. So yeah, now I'm just gonna chill back and see what Nathan will do because I know he's strong. Maybe I can work with him and catch more people up front. So I think this is where I had somebody shouting that I was on either 15th or 13th position. I don't remember, but that just kind of motivated me. I started counting. Yeah, just 12th position actually. Yeah, somebody said you're 12. You're 12. I was like, wow, I'm 12. Maybe I'm lying. Anyways, that doesn't matter. But whatever that position was, kind of motivated me to catch two or three more people up front. So again, so the other thing about me is that I have a running background. And when you're running, you're able to tell how a person is feeling based on their breath and their body language. And I've discovered that with cycling, if you pay attention to those two things, you also know how people are feeling. So here, this is where I will attack. Yes, I am tired, but this is where I will attack. If you look at Nathan's body language, tells me that he's exhausted. This gentleman in front of me too, he is exhausted. That's what their body languages are telling me. And I'm like, okay, now having that knowledge right now, this is where I will just go as hard as I can. I know I'll be tired coming out of there, but again, once I have the inertia, I don't even have to pedal. Here, I relax and I just go. As you can see, I'm putting 0 watts, and I just go. I just flow down this hill. No pedaling necessary. I am recovering. All here is just recovery, taking corners as smooth as possible, being efficient. And the good thing is that these roads are wide. They're not smooth as I would love them to be, but they are one of the best roads to take these corners on. Just because they're wide, they give you more room for taking these corners at a higher speed. And I think this was mainly towards the end of it where I was getting scared. I think I was hungry and tired. Not really hungry, but I was just tired, just mentally exhausted of thinking and pushing up, mentally and physically exhausted of just racing. And I was just like, man, I'm done. And so I was really getting scared of taking those corners fast because I was losing focus. But I think this race taught me that's the biggest lesson I learned from this race was like, if you're gonna go in for a race, have that mental endurance too, not just physical endurance. The mental endurance is the key part because the slower I go on the corners is the corners is where people who were catching me up. They were closing gap on the downhill because I was slowing down on the corners. So here we go again. Snake. Yeah, but that snake will bite you if you're not careful, man. It just bites you if you're gonna go hard, and you have to be gently on it. Just go nice and enough. Have that balance between the snake power and the downhill power. Oh my goodness, life there gets beautiful. Not sure if there's ever a beautiful life with a heartbeat of about 170 or 180 beats per minute. So, but anyways, here we go, up the snake with fans on the side. Those guys were amazing, just chilling there, cheering us up. That's what I love about bike racing. So here we go. Oh yeah, then I saw that guy. I was like, yep, another person to chase. Not sure if somebody passed me on this lap here. Where is it? Is it gone already? Because I do remember seeing a gentleman right in front, cyclist right in front of me, and I just tried to catch him and I couldn't. And after the race, he told me that, yeah, I saw you coming and I knew that I had to go. And that's the same thing. It's like, I think if I wasn't slowing on the corners, I would have had a better chance of catching him. Because my legs, yeah, I was getting tired, but I still had some energy left. But the mental part of it wasn't there. And so I think that's how he was able to just open a huge gap in front of me and take off. So, but I mean, it's bike racing. We learn. through experience. And so I think the next time, I mean this year when I do it again, I will have a different strategy of like, yeah, go a little bit harder on the snake. No, when you get on top of the snake, do more like a sprint. Not like going all out, but just go a little bit harder than I was going here, even if I'm exhausted, and just tell myself that I'm gonna rest anyways on all of these downhill parts, and then hammer it again, going up here, up until on top of the hill. So to be more like an interval workout. But when I say hammer, I mean like not going all out, but just make sure that I'm just putting power on the pedals here, because this is one of the perfect spots to catch up. People are exhausted, they're tired. Most of them are resting, getting ready for the snake. I would have rested on the downhills, and then here I'll just be attacking again. Anyways, that's what I think. If you know any better technique or strategy to win the snake, to raise the snake, please put your comments down below and let me know. Yeah, I don't think I ended up catching this guy because he just kept moving away from me. Oh, there he is. No, I think I caught him. Yeah. Oh, I should not have said that. I should have made you watch till the end. But anyways. Is it my wish? Am I thinking wrong? Oh man, this cobble. They really reshape your ass. I'll just say that and not say much more. Actually, this is where I was 12th position. I lied previously. It's like, so the tire pressure gonna run lower tire pressure here or higher tire pressure? Because now back to the smooth section. Which I think lower tire pressure would give you more surface area for the tires to push on, and that will give you more grips, and you'll be able to avoid the rear wheel just spinning. But then when you get here, I wonder if it's going to slow you down or not. But anyways, that's yeah, I knew that I should catch this guy because I was going to move up to 11th position. So I was always scared seeing those coming closer to the cap there. Yep. Attack! But yeah, like I had so much fun just doing this race, and fortunately enough I was able to find an Airbnb right about less than half a mile away from the race. So I just biked to this race and backed back to the house, cleaned up, and head out. So now my eyes were focused on this guy in front of me. He just kept eluding me. He was a good racer. So I knew that if I catch him, then I'll definitely be in the top 10. So my goal was to catch him. Can't remember if I did catch him eventually, or he's one of the guys that just attacked me and I couldn't get hold of him. But man, look at the speed. They were moving like 3-4 miles per hour. That's just how tough this thing is. Like 12% gradient, I think. and we had to do it 12 times. So, I guess next year I know how many hill repeats I'm doing. There'll be nothing compared to this, but there'll be good preparations for it. And yeah, by the way, so next I'm going to start recording some of the workouts that I do just for just so people see what I'm doing, and if you have any suggestions. Um, Next year I'm going to start recording some of my workouts for just next year I'm going to start recording some of my workouts. So just subscribe to the channel, or follow me on Instagram or Strava. It's Passim, and you'll be able to see how I train for all of these things. And so it's just gonna be a blast. I just want to share that information with you guys, and I just want to have fun doing this. And also, again, so next season, I'm gonna start recording some of the workouts and some of my ride. So if you don't wanna miss out on those, please subscribe to the channel. I'm definitely gonna be posting something. Even this coming winter, I'll be doing indoor training. Mainly, I'll be on Zwift, and I'm gonna add some of the information on about myself and my Zwift username. So like it, follow me there. I am on Strava, I am on Instagram. Just check that out. I'm gonna be constantly posting there, and I have some pretty good challenges that I'm gonna come up with on Zwift. Just so Zwift training is fun. I know it sucks riding indoors, but I think if you set up challenges for yourself, you end up having more fun than you thought. So I think, yeah, I don't think I was able to catch this guy. He was just flying. And I think this is the final lap. He saw that I'm behind him, and it's like, I don't want that guy to catch me. So, but yeah, and the hardest part about this thing, like one mistake, you're done. I mean, by done, I mean you stop, and then you have to push your bike all the way up here. So, man, this guy was just chasing, trying to catch up with him, but he's a street, as I've said before, he was strong, especially on the downhill. And just here, the moment I got up there, I couldn't even see him. I mean, I saw him, and here I had hopes that, oh man, maybe I can catch him. But this is the last lap, so he's also giving it all. I'm giving it all. And what I liked about this race is just how I moved up and the energy distribution throughout the race. I'm just not happy with how I was taking these corners. It was definitely not a good way of taking them on the final. I mean, like on a race like this, I wish I'll just let go of the brakes and just flow through them. Because these roads, they're huge, and you can take them at a faster speed. I'm sure the pros were taking these corners way faster than the speed that I have, which means that it's possible to take them at a very high speed. But this side was scary coming down that downhill. So, oh, I'm like, let me open up my sprint. It's very interesting how low my sprint power is. But anyways, I'm gonna work on it this winter. So, not really concerned much about it. And then I shut it down. Yep. Thanks everyone for watching. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss videos. I have Gateway Cup videos coming up by the end of this week. So, ciao ciao. I Sure.